Brandon here, guys. Just got a new spanking lead. Want to show you what we do when we get new leads as far as setting an appointment and running comparables. So stay tuned. Hey guys, how's it going? So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over the comps. So we have the property that we need to comp, and we are going on an appointment. So I like to go ahead and make sure that I have the comparables and I know them very well, just in case that the seller asks me as far as, why is it that I need to give him this price? Why is it that the repair is going to be this much? And etc. I usually like to use this as a price drop. So what we're going to do is an appraiser usually goes 365 days to about a mile out, but we're just going to keep it at 365 and we're going to go about half a mile. Now, as you can see, it's 32 matches. We've already inputted our address. Now, the first thing that I like to do is I like to go ahead and click on the zip code. Excuse me, I actually like to click on the heated square footage. And I've already picked a couple of comps here. So what I've done is I've actually went to the tax assessor website. And in the tax assessor website, it's telling me that the property is built in 1942. It is a 2-2. Living area is 1970. Now, I have spoken to the homeowner. He says that it's not a 2-2, that it is a 3-2, but it is showing up as a 2-2. Now, this is a great way to get a price reduction as well. So I'm going to bring that up, saying that the newer bedroom, might cause me to demo if not done correctly, and I'd have to redo it, which would cost me money. So let's go ahead quickly, go back into the matrix. Um, and we're gonna go ahead. As you can see, I've kind of already went through the ones that I think are the closest comparables. So from 1650 to 1260 is a big jump, and then from 2287 to 2500 was a big jump. But either way, I like to go about 15% up and down of the original um, square footage, and that's give or take. You can eyeball it to see which ones make sense. So I'll go ahead and click Show Selected. Once I click on Show Selected, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look at the map. Now I want to see that the properties that I'm comping are pretty close. Now, as you can see, these are kind of far out, and this one is 290, so we'll just uncheck this one. Actually, it's a bit smaller, so we'll leave it. So that helps us. This one is kind of in the middle. It is a two-story, but I'm gonna go ahead and just uncheck that one. I don't think that's a pretty good comp for us. We'll leave these. These are all pretty close. We'll leave these. I like to look at major intersections. Um, so these kind of look two 480 must be in a different area. So they're coming up pretty high. So we're gonna leave um, these right here, and we're gonna go ahead and go back to results. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit show selected once again. We're gonna remove the ones that weren't there. Now what I want to do is I want to look at exactly the square footage, and I also want to look at the year. So as you can see, these two were actually built in 2014 and 2017. Our subject property was built in 1942. So now what I'm going to have to do is I can't use these because they're just too new. They're actually going to hurt me. So we're going to go ahead and take those out as well. And now we have three comps, guys. So quickly, what I did is I like to go ahead. I already made a quick CMA, as you can see is here. But what you need to do, this is the most important thing about running comparables, is looking at the actual condition of the property of when it was sold. So we're going to quickly go through this. As you can see, this property was fully renovated. Nice tile, nice kitchen. So this property is definitely renovated. They did a pretty good job on it. We'll go on to the next one. Take a look. All right, so this home looked like it might have been lived in, but it's also in really good condition, except with carpet. All right. We'll look at the last one. Here's a two-story home. Same thing. This home was occupied, and it seems to be in decent condition, pretty good hardwood flooring. Um, Try to imagine the house empty without the stuff, and it seems to be very nice. Okay, so all three properties were in good condition, and the smallest one renovated, which is kind of why it stuck around and made the cut. So we're gonna go back here. As you can see, this one's 1650, this one's 1803, and 2287. This is the square footage. Um, and if we go ahead and do from highest to lowest, you can see these are the ones that have sold. So we're going to go quickly to our CMA. Now this is a quick CMA that we've drafted up here. Now as you can see that it took this property 167 days to sell on the market. This one's 7 and this one 53. So, you don't have to kind of get in details, but it's also a good price drop to say, hey, listen, we have some comparables. We did an average, and it took about 76 days in the average market to go ahead and sell properties in your area, which is also a good price drop. Um, so sometimes you can use this as well. So price per square foot average was about 161. Also, what he's told me is that he's been working on the property. I pulled some permits up, and as you can see, he's done electrical permit, been completed, residential, roof, and etc. So a lot of these has been, recent, and I'm hoping that everything's in good condition. So we're expecting the rehab to not be as much as what we thought it would be. So let's go ahead and take this quick CMA, 161. We'll go ahead and pull out the calculator really quick. So 1970 is our square footage times $161 per square foot is our average between all properties. So it's giving us a 317. Now let's go back and look at the property. So this property is really small compared to ours, 1650. It's sold at around 179 square feet. This one's kind of hurting us, sold at 138, but it is a little bit bigger. Given that this property is smaller by about 250 square feet or so, so for 295 at 176 per square foot, I think we can go to around 168 times 1970. All right. That gives us our 330, 335. I personally think the property is worth around 340. Now, let's go ahead and run some numbers, right? So, what we're looking at, let's just say our ARV is 340,000 times our 0.07% for commission and closing costs. So, we're at 23.8, right? Then we're going to go ahead and do our gross. What do our investors want to make? So ARV is 340 times, let's just say 12%, it's 40 grand, right? So we need to incorporate the renovation costs. Now he has been telling me that the property, he's been working on the property himself. He is going to list it with a realtor, but he wanted to entertain our offer. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do $40,800 plus the 23.8 that we have decided to incorporate for closing costs and commission, and that's gonna give us around 64 grand. Let's just say the roof has been done. Let's just say all the main components are done. All we need to do is go ahead and do some cleanup work, right? So we're gonna add on about 15 grand, $15,000 for rehab. So we're rounded up to 80,000, right? So 80,000 minus our 340,000 is going to be 260,000. All right, so that is what we call our max allowable offer. So our max allowable offer is 260,000. So if we sell at 200, I mean, if we buy at 260,000, we will not be making any money at all. So we need to get this property under 260,000. Great. So let's go into here into our Podio. Now, as you can see, the acquisition manager has been telling us that uh, we think the ARV is 340, rehab is 30. We need to offer around 230 to 235. Now, it's great information that we saw that he has pulled permits for the property, and he's also been saying that he's been rehabbing it. So we're hoping that it's not going to be around 30 grand. It'll be around 15 grand to go ahead and fix the property up. Now, he's only looking to list the property at 265 or around between 265 and 280. So I definitely think we can get this deal done, and make it a win-win situation for all of us if we can possibly get it around the 240 range cash. Now, quickly, what I wanted to do is, let's just say he listed for 265, right? Now we're gonna minus that times our 0.7 for commissions and closing costs that he's gonna have to pay. 18.5, right? Minus our 265. So we're at $246,450. So this is what he'd be getting if he were to walk away. Now, we don't know how much he has invested into the property, but what I would like to tell him is that there is properties that are in great shape. So depending on what he's done, he's either going to have to do more. What we're going to be saving him in is closing costs and commission. We're also going to be saving him in time. He can sell it to me as is, right? So he can stop fixing it. And also the risk. You know, he can keep dumping money into it, and let's just say he breaks even. Now, my biggest price shop that I'm going to be using for tomorrow, and I'm hoping that it works, is going to be the fact that there's been properties that have sat on the market, and the average is around 70 days. So I think the time factor will hopefully help me, and maybe he just wants a quick cash offer. So if I'm able to go ahead and even get this property for $246,450, and I sell it, it's just round, right? 246, all right, minus 260, which is my max allowable offer. I still make 14,000. Also, we can do, depending if it's on great condition, we can go ahead and wholesale this deal. So if we acquired it at 246, let's just say we go ahead and put in our 15 grand. $261, and let's just say we sell at 340. Right, so we already know we gotta do our minus our commission, which was 2,300 or 23. Oh, sorry, 23,000 minus or equals 317. I'm sorry, I kind of lost my numbers there. So we said 246 plus 15,000, 261. So we're gonna go ahead and do minus 261 equals. So guys, we can go ahead and make a whopping $56,000 if this transaction goes smoothly. So either way, we can go ahead and make some money. And stay tuned. Hopefully we can go ahead and make this happen. I hope this brought you a lot of value. Thanks. All right, guys. So we actually just printed out the contract. Got some comparables there. Got my niece playing around with some stuff here. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can lock this bad boy up, guys. Guys, so I'm literally 6 minutes away. And I'm really excited. I like this property a lot.
It's gonna have a good equity position for sure. Margins are there for it to be flipped. I'm just hoping that the repairs aren't gonna be, more than what I've calculated. But that's why we have appointments, so we can go ahead and take a look for ourselves. Now, the key things to this appointment is being confident, really kind of taking control, but also listening to the seller on why he's interested in selling. All right, so stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, just pulled up to the property. As you can see, he's actually selling something. Whoa, he's giving it away for free. I don't know if you guys can see that there.
That thing down.
Nice! I love it. Y'all are so crafty.
So got your, we're gonna write in the purchase price here. This is just the title company that we will be working with. Closing date will set one, and all the rest of it. So we
That's why I keep looking at it.
Need to repair.
she has to sign. She needs initial and a signature.
I mean, I'll put it on and everything.
Oh man, all these emails that come through a day.
I took email off of my phone and
So we did it, guys. We actually locked the property up, and it's gonna be a great property.